Okay, so do you see what I've made? Can you figure out what this is? This is the biggest hint I could possibly give right here. Alright. So, this I found out. Okay, so this is a calculator. These are the things you have that you can do. You can do like four operations. Well, okay, so this is what I was going to use to make the cannon I was talking about, right? The one that has range finding. So, how it was how this is just the math to figure out what angle the cannon needs to be pointed at to reach its target, right? And I had to figure out how to do the angle, like to figure the angle out that you needed to fire at. The problem is there is no trigonometric functions here. You have no trigonometry. I looked at other things. There's no trig. The only thing they can do a trigonometric function is this signal generator. What I did is this is a sine wave. This is actually a sine wave. I checked. This is a sine wave. So what I did is I figured out where's the neutral point. It's at 12.5%. And then I converted the angles here into, like, I can put a number in here, and it adds 90. It adds 90 to it to get me halfway to 50. It's anyways. I had to do a bunch of conversion, but you can put a value in here, like 30 degrees, which you can get from a laser pointer in this game to give an actual like angle. But that's not what's really important. But so I've got the angle here. So this is 30 degrees. It goes into this function and it spits out the actual sine value. So the sine of 30 degrees is actually 50, is actually 0.5. It says 50, but I'm doing like this out of 100. You would then put another thing here that's divide by 100 to get the actual, you know, number. But I have the values so big. The reason they're so big is because it gives me as many decimal points. Because you'll notice if I move it, you'll see the thing on the right goes to goes to two decimal places, which I need for what I'd want to use. Anyways, this is a sine function. This is the only trig function you can do. As far as I know, this is the only one I could get to work. You might be able to do cosine if you can shift the whole thing over, but I don't know what the exact number you'd have to use is. But this is a direct sine function. I can put in any angle in here. So let's say I give it like let's say the cannon is at 12 let's say it's at like 45 degrees, right? The number it would spit out would be 70.71. So if I put like that'd be point 0.7, I think. Yeah. What's exact? Oh, I need to put it in at 90. See, I was just filling around this. I need this to be at 90 to get it to the highest value, right? Yeah. Because this is finding the parabolic distance, which one is at 90 because you have to do half because I need to do 45 degrees. You need to double the actual angle. Anyways, there's more math that needs to be put into this, but this is actually working. This is actually math you can use. So, you don't need to know necessarily how this works. You just need to know this is the number I need. This is all of this is to get this. This right here, this tells me how far at a given angle a projectile will travel. That's what I wanted. Now, all this isn't like nothing is hooked up in this other thing. Don't save. So this is what I was trying to make, and I'll show you why I'm so fucking pissed off. So look at this. Look at. Oh, not this. Where's Oh, I don't have it on here right now, But I would attach a mover here. Let me turn the grid on. Uh, how do I... Is the grid aligned to this? Okay, the grid's already aligned to it. Yeah, I literally wanted... This literally took me like fucking a minute, because I just wanted the shapes. Because I needed the connectors. Hold on, where's the visibility? Where's the connectors? I just needed this. This is all I needed. Because I just needed to be able to set up the projectile. The problem is, if I put a rotate looker on here, where's this set as origin? Don't mock me. I need to... See, I don't know why this object is rotated. Look at this. If I set this object as the grid origin, right? Look at what happens. The whole thing is 90 degrees rotated off axis. Let me close this. Do you see, this is what the grid is supposed to be aligned to. This is what the grid for the object is. Why did it do that? At no point did I ever ask the game to do that. Never. Not once. Not at any fucking point in the process did I say, hey, rotate this object 45 degrees off axis. And now that I've done, it took me fucking like 10 minutes to fucking attach the connectors and figure out why the whole thing was fucking shaking, and it was because the top part had too much mass, and so I got it so the cannon didn't fucking destroy itself because of mass, and the fucking thing, I got to the point where I was putting the look at detector, and the fucking thing starts rotating. I was fucking furious, as you can tell. But effectively, how this is all supposed to work, right? And I'll just explain it as simple as I can. So that thing I used before takes an angle and tells me how far a bullet will travel. I can't do that in reverse. That's the problem. That's why I was trying to set this up, so I could fine tune it. But effectively, this is supposed to work is that this, I know the angle of the cannon, right? And then how it works is this tag, you would have the camera that you play with. So say this is the camera, I'm looking. It would fire a laser, which I had hooked up. Actually, I have this on a separate one. Back. Don't save. Oh no, I deleted it. Fuck. I had it working in a different thing before. So just trust me, I had this working. I didn't save it because I was going to redo it here, and then I fucking ran into the issue that I mentioned before. But effectively, the laser gives you a... Where is... This. Okay. So, let me show you. You would set this to the maximum range to 1,000. And pretty much, see how that line that sticks out of it? If I just do that, right? Notice how there's a point there, right? That point, you can go here and get the hit position. This tells you exactly where in space that object is, right? And effectively what I had was an invisible object that didn't interact with anything, right? That had this tag on it, and this tag would just effectively follow anywhere that this hit, this tag would be. Then the cannon would look at that point, and it would have its own laser sight that looked at how far away it was, and then I sent that through the equation to find out... No, I didn't send that through the equation. I took the distance, and then I took the current angle of the cannon, sent it through the math to find how far it was, and if the number for how far the cannon was angled was below it, it would aim up. If it was above it, it would aim down. That's the plan. Simple. How far away is it? How far is the cannon aiming? If the cannon's aiming too far, go shorter. If it's not aiming high enough, aim up. That's the math. It should have been simple, but the game had to fuck me, and I couldn't fix it, and I'd have to remake the fucking cannon. But that's how the math works. That's how it works, and I had all of the different parts working, and then the game had to rotate the grid 45 degrees, and now I'm fucked. And it's so annoying, because I've wanted it to work. Why? Why did you do this game? Why is it off axis? The pain. The pain. Because the thing is that, okay, so I was testing it out, right? If the cannon isn't perfectly aligned with what I'm looking at, the shots at a distance will always be slightly off. And the problem is, right? So let me pull up the gadget that I'm talking about, right? So I need the look at detector, the look at thing. So I need to go into movers, and it's follower look at. Okay, so I had on the grid. Fuck. I can't handle moving in the grid. So effectively, I had this hooked up. All right, fucking go away. I'm too close. I need to reset my thing. There we go. Um, but yeah, I had the thing hooked up here. I had the grid way smaller earlier, but yeah. So this look at rotator. Let's just stick it on there to make it simple. Um, okay, so let me show you why it's important. Because I need this cannon to be pointing exactly where I need it to, and this is what tells you where to rotate it to. And you'll notice I can't make it line up perfectly with the cannon because I'm using because of the grid snap, right? I can only rotate it 45 degrees off axis because for some reason it did that to me. And if I freehand it, it'll be off by even just a single fucking degree. If it's off by a single degree, at distance, it'll miss entirely. Dang, I don't think you realize I'd have to. The thing is that the origin point of the angle is based on where the center of mass of the object is, so I can't get it dead center. I already looked at precision move and I couldn't. It's the tiniest little adjustment. So the thing is, if I do this again, what I'll do is when I think where it happened is that when I was placing that cylinder, the cylinder was rotated 45 degrees when you're placing it, which I don't know why is an option, but let me show you what I think happened. So let's say I went and I was sculpting. So for some reason, when you're on grid snap, you can do this. You can rotate an object 45 degrees. And because the cylinder was the first object I placed in that group, it made the new origin of anything attached to it off by 45 degrees. I think that's what happened. And I was way too far in by the time I realized. So if I'm going to do it again, I'm going to create the cylinder. I will when I have the patience for it. Which I am a person with very little of. But having done it, I realized what I should do. If I'm going to do it again, I'm going to make the cylinder first, obviously, then attach the movers that I want, then put everything else on it. But I can't do it now because it's fucking what? I have work at fucking 8 in the morning and it's 10:19. So I can't do it now. Maybe I'll stream it later. The thing is that I'd have to sculpt it, put on the movers, then connect all the because I have to do the joints as well, because these joints have to get hooked up. You can't see them because I backed out the connectors. So yeah. Anyways, I will do it later, but yeah, I had the whole tracker moving thing working. I had all that, and then, of course, also, oh yeah, I am pretty sure you can. Also, looky, see. So this is the number I would put in for the angle, and pretty much if it's too high, it'll aim lower. If it's too low, it'll aim higher. Because it will just send this through that sine function I showed you. Yeah, the problem is that if I went through the whole process of putting it together, it wouldn't work. Trust me, it won't work. I tried. I hooked up the look thing and everything, and I tried making it line up, and I was always just slightly off when I was at the maximum distance. And it was off in the same way every time. But, yeah. I have a clear idea of what I want to do. I just need to find the time to do it. Now is not the time, because like I said, I do have to go. Anyways, I'll look at that thing. I'll look at what you said to look at. Is it just under Elizabeth? You're not gonna find an answer on Google, because like maybe 10,000 people play this game. You didn't post anything. Is it Lizzie? Send another message so I know what numbers to put in. There it is. Look at all that rain. Hold on. You like windows. Look at all these people. Why is your thing not a cat? Why would you choose something that isn't a cat? Look at, look. 'Tis cat. Why you no cat? Much shadow. The thing is, I wonder how much space these take up. What is happening? Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. No, not that one. This one. So you're gonna make the premier collection of rooms with windows. Yeah. I need to make things. All of my stuff that I want to make is like technical stupid shit. Like the first thing I made, first thing I posted was the fucking grapple hook thing, which was me trying to make a technical fucking tool. I still have yet to notice, well, to see someone using like the kind of grappling hooks you would see in Little Big Planet 2, the ones that you grapple. Oh, Little Big Planet 3. That's what I was trying to make. I haven't seen anyone do anything like that. Someone made Spoderman. Doesn't work very well, but someone did make Spoderman. But like the swinging animations are all pre-made. Like they're not actually dynamic, like the stuff I was trying to make. Hopefully, we'll get. So how do you like the controls? Hmm. Anyways, I need to make my spaghetti pie. You know, flat dough with cheese and tomato sauce. It was a good scene. You had the lighting and everything. Good. I need to make sculpts. I am no good at sculpt. I can make a cone. So Dank, you're gonna remake Titanfall 2, right? If I yump Will there be other stuff? If I specifically yump. Oh, low gravity. What did you set the gravity to? Point 3? Jump. There we go. Wait a minute, what the fuck? Oh, they changed brightness. I was gonna say, is this some fucking what was that game where oh, fuck, what was it called again? The one where like the brightness changes based on the ambient light around you. So like being indoors makes outside super fucking bright. Is Gucci. It's still tiny outside. Oh Jesus. If you're too close to stuff and the camera flickers, you get oof. Is it actually brighter where I'm standing? It's comfy. You have rain coming in. Oh, it's coming from this. I think I may have figured out one of the issues with the lighting system in this game. See how bright everything is when I'm standing here? So, this game, when there is an object producing light, but like when an object produces light, you'll notice this if you go into a completely blank scene and turn the light, like the sun, off entirely. And if you put a light, like a pointy light, and then you go into the light itself and you look around, you'll notice that I noticed it when I was well, like when people were doing like gun displays. The way they affect the background, like the actual like behind everything, like the far distance, um, they recolor the distance, even though it's in front of you. So, like right now, look how bright the room is, and then here, how dark the room is. So, unlike in real life, where these turn off, obviously, but this, I forget what game it is, but there's another game that's like this, where when you are in a brighter space, everything is brighter, including stuff that's not supposed to be brighter. Because, see, I'm inside the cone of light. Well, not cone. I'm in the sphere of light, and I can see over in that side of the room clearly. But look how dark that corner is now. Obviously excluding when I'm not looking at it. You have the fucking light thing going like this, but this is a thing that actually is in the game. It's partially affected because you're not looking at them. But that corner's darker. There might be. Um, but in some places it could be useful. In other times it could probably be worse. But like you'll notice it like if you I don't know if you saw that space level I played the one time, but there were lights that came off of the spaceship and you could see that the light cone coming off of them and you could see clearly that the far distance behind them was also lit up orange. Not like it wasn't reflecting off anything. Like the background of the world is lit up. And I guess I should also explain the reason that's important is because the background is visible through objects sometimes. Um, I don't know if you remember, there was a level I played before where there was a flashbang, and the flashbang would cause like this would cause discoloration in a whole bunch of objects because the effect lingered. It's hard to explain. You'll see it the more you play the game, but it's sort of like this film over everything that can be saturated. Anyways, I do need to go. We can play more later, and hopefully they make multiplayer constructifying